rivers of a dying world. Awake. From the black depths, a demon takes its first breath. A body shaped by rage, every scale forged by violence. Beneath the surface, it moved with impossible silence. This was not just a hunter. It was the king of all rivers. And when it breathed, the swamp trembled. Inside those burning eyes lived a rage older than time. When it moved, the very earth tried to run. This swamp carried many legends, but none survived its truth. Wings of bone and thunder, rising like a forgotten dragon. And with its first roar, the nightmare began. In these waters, even a single ripple was a warning. And tonight, something ancient began to rise. It climbed from the depths with a silence no predator should possess. Every breath, a warning of rage, ready to explode. This was no dinosaur. It was a prehistoric dragon, born of water and fire. And its body trembled with a fury no creature could contain. When it walked, the swamp itself trembled. And in its silence, every creature felt death drawing near. The fog, it became a ghost of ancient water. And every river carried its legend and its screams. When it roared, even the storm listened. And what it sensed was something living. Something it would not let escape. Something swam, unaware of the monster watching. For the River King, the hunt had already begun. It charged without sound, like a shadow given muscle. And then it rose into the storm. In one impossible leap, the river split beneath it. Below the surface, it became something else. A water demon with fire in its blood. And then, the swamp erupted. Anything caught between those jaws never saw daylight again. It didn't kill to eat. It killed to release the rage burning inside. And within moments, the river became a mirror of blood. It did not look like a dinosaur anymore. It looked like a nightmare wearing flesh. And deep in the swamp, something else moved. Its next target.
The swamp itself began to breathe, and it wasn't breathing for him.
Only one creature dared challenge the river demon. The swamp struck first. He roared, and the water itself trembled.
A challenger tried to drag the king into its grave. But below the surface, Spinosaurus was the true devil.
One strike, and bones shattered. He rose, reborn from the depths. The ancient crocodile giant, the swamp tyrant, had returned, and for a moment, the river froze in fear. This was no hunt. This was war. And the swamp erupted into chaos once more.
The river titan struck first, and struck hard.
But the demon of the swamp had only just awakened. One strike, and the river shook like thunder. It tried to drown the king, but the king refused to fall. Only pure rage could lift a monster of this size. And rage finally found its target. And for a moment, the swamp had only one shadow. But the fallen titan still had one breath left. And with one bite, the river demon reclaimed his throne. The challenger fell, swallowed by the swamp that birthed it. When the titan fell, the swamp itself went silent. But silence was only the beginning. Something moved, something bold, something foolish. And every creature now ran for reasons they could not see. For in the deeper marsh, another giant woke. And this one was older, hungrier, angrier. 2 kings, 1 river. And the rage of the swamp god shattered the night. In the black waters, the true terror was unseen. And once more the river tried to claim its demon. But this time, the demon refused to drown. And from the depths, the monster god rose. In that single moment, the swamp learned fear. It struck with the force of a falling mountain.
And the ancient crocodile spun, dragging him toward darkness.
But rage itself became a weapon. And the beast refused to be swallowed. Two rulers locked in a war older than time.
And the river erupted with every move.
No creature that size should have moved so fast.
It struck with the wrath of a prehistoric dragon. But this time, the river's king would not kneel. Rage turned into strength. Strength turned into domination. And in the storm-soaked darkness, the god of the swamp stood alone, and the swamp itself trembled beneath its new ruler. Rage did not fade with victory. It grew, for every creature knew the river now belonged to a demon. But victory could not calm the storm inside him.
And the water obeyed him, as if sensing its new god.
Even the forest bent to his fury. For rage alone was never enough. Hunger still whispered. And the swamp was not done testing its champion. In the abyss, ancient eyes awakened. Even nature's fury could not shake him. And the god of the river moved onward.
He hunted the surface, but the deep hunted everything.
Below the swamp was a world untouched by sunlight.
And in the water, he became something far more terrifying.
Silent witnesses to the river's greatest predator.
But some depths were carved for older gods.
A rhythm older than dinosaurs woke beneath him. And something answered the call. The river's king challenged the abyss. And the abyss roared back. What rose from below was older than fear. And some nightmares were never meant to be seen.
And in that moment, the hunter realized he was not alone.
For 10 million years, no creature dared challenge him. But tonight, the river remembered its oldest god. Two rulers, two legends, one kingdom. And the river erupted with violence.
The challenger was ancient and powerful.
And in pain, he became something else.
He charged like a god of rage.
When giants collide, rivers tremble. And the swamp witnessed war. He rose, a two-legged death machine. The river god stumbled for the first time.
And beneath the storm, the true battle for the river began.
The river had begun to bleed. He refused to fall. For the river god was not done. And for the first time, the swamp heard fear. He ran with the fury of a dying god. And the river split in two. Below the surface, hell opened. He chose death if it meant victory. And the ancient god finally drowned. But the demon of the swamp survived. He stood alone, the last king of the Red River. This river remembers my blood. And if you want to witness what comes next, human, you have walked too deep into my river.